everybody, it's Chad, nobody else's auto. We are still here at the Auburn Cord Duesenberg factory, Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. So our good friend Doug. Doug, you got another, besides the restoration shop, the parts business, all the stuff you do with cars, you got another portion of this company that is a huge benefit to a ton of people, and you do a lot of work for other people, and that is your blasting business.
Yeah, and blasting, people think, well, you know, I'm going to get a part sandblaster, I'm going to get my car sandblasted. We say this is the sandblasting department here, but we use anything but sand. We don't use sand. And blasting has become very high tech, like everything else.
Oh, absolutely.
And you got to know what you're doing. So if somebody goes out and says, I'll sandblast your car, do not let them do it, because you can just throw a sheet metal in a second.
Unless you want to buy a whole bunch of more new parts.
Oh, I tell you what, and so people are real leery of blasting the cars, but we know the different medias, we know all the techniques. We do high-end cars, and we can clean metal without warping it and destroying it. And literally, if you blast the top and bottom side of the hood, I don't care who you are, you destroy it. We know how to do it without destroying it.
You've got the equipment, the trained staff.
That's right. And so we pride ourselves on it, because I don't want to have to pay for somebody's $5,000 hood that we destroyed or something. So we do this media blasting. Creighton is our media expert here, and he runs this department along with everything else. And so he'll tell you how all this works and how the different media works. But people say, well, how expensive is it and what is it? Well, basically we figured all that out too. But if you bring it, say, your car to blast, it costs average of about $100 an hour. And then we pay for the media and all the overhead. It's about $100 an hour. So if your car takes 5 hours to blast, it's going to cost you $500. If it takes 10 hours to blast, it's going to cost you $1,000.
But considering you have a clean slate when you guys are done to work with.
It's not damaged, it's perfect. You can see what's underneath, you know where you need to make your repairs. Yeah. So it's a great alternative. We set it up here because we need it for our restoration. But we had so many car guys around that said, hey, will you do mine, will you do mine? So now we take in anybody's work. We even do some industrial work. And so this is a full department that goes full time, all day, every day, and we can clean metal like never been cleaned before without damaging it. And so Creighton here, he'll tell you kind of how this all works.
So you're the expert.
Yeah, I'm an expert. That's right. So, like I said, we don't use sand. Our primary media is a garnet material. Puts a very nice profile on the metal. Most of the vehicles we do blasting with use this media. It doesn't give you an aggressive profile that some of the other medias will, but you'll have to go back and sand off. And so an example, Black Beauty or a coal slag is really gritty, and this will give you a pretty sharp profile, and a lot of times you'll have to come back and sand it, knock it down a little bit. Steel shot, we use this on like aluminum manifolds, maybe some fuel pumps, so it gives you that kind of aluminum shot peen look, rather than the smooth look. We'll use soda if we want to remove some delicate paint on delicate parts. It doesn't do well with removing rust, but it'll take some paint off.
I see.
And then this is some of our glass bead. It looks a lot like soda, but it cleans a little bit better, a little faster than what soda will do, but we do use it for more delicate parts and pieces. And then if we're doing really delicate stuff, we've got walnut shell, and we've even done piano keys.
Oh, wow.
To be able to blast wood on the piano keys. And so the finish that we typically give for vehicle parts with the garnet is basically a direct primer. You don't have to do any kind of prep to it. We don't put any kind of chemical over it, so it's bare raw metal. Shoot your primer on it, and pretty much you can do your metal work. A little maybe sanding down wherever you need to do, and it's a nice finished product.
So you basically are ready to either do repairs or go to primers.
Right.
If it's a good straight panel, you're ready to prime and start blocking when it comes out of here. So that gets back to your $100 an hour. That's a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
When you figure you come out of here, it's ready to work with, whether it needs repaired or ready to go to prime and start
Well,
blocking.
you know, we've all been through it where you put paint strip on the strip paint, and you sand off and you grind off. But you can't get into the corners, you can't get into the rust and behind the rust. And with this, you're starting with something fresh. And even if there's a rusted hole in it, it's all good, clean metal, then you know exactly where you want to fix or patch or repair. And so a lot of people say blasting on high-end cars is not the best way to go. And I'll say it again, sandblasting is not the way to go. Do not do it. But the blasting techniques we use and with the medias that he just showed you, that it just makes life easy and it's not really expensive.
Well, and obviously they're just like everything else is. There's a science to do it right.
So yeah, we've done literally blast work on $1 million cars, you know, and they trust us with it. So, there's not many places that I would trust in that kind of sheet metal.
Well, for the kind of damage you can do, that literally just boom, that quick, you can destroy something within seconds.
That's right.
If you are using the wrong media or have somebody who doesn't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And that gets very expensive very fast.
Oh, that's right. That's right. And so we want to do really good work as quickly as can. And when I tell my employees and all my technicians and stuff when they're working on cars, they say, well, what do we want on this? And my answer is always the same, and it's been the same for the last 40 years, is I want the most to the least. Whatever it is, that's what I want you to do. Give me the most, the best work for the least cost and least time, whatever that is. Because we can always spend too much time on it, or we spend not enough time on it. But give me the most you can give me at the least time and where the price is right.
And then for the facility you have set up, the equipment you have, the knowledge and the different types of media used, that's what you're providing right here.
That's right. And so if anybody wants, you know, blasting done and they've got something they're worried about, you know, we'll be glad to do it. We've got, my stuff doesn't take that long to get blasted. We just get it done. Now, I always go to the front of the list. Get blasted. I can get blasted first, but what we take on all kinds of oddball jobs, just like he said, we blasted the antifreeze for somebody. I mean, so down to that fine. We've even got the ability of sponge blaster that smoke damaged wallpaper. We can blast the smoke damage off the wallpaper and not damage the wallpaper. So, so yeah, we know what we're doing.
Well, thanks. That was so awesome. And it's so, there again, once again, I'm learning. I hope you guys are learning something too, because there again, so many different things to it that until you actually study it and learn the differences, you can't go in there half educated on some of the stuff that's irreplaceable. So that's why it's so important. So hope you guys enjoyed the lesson. Hope you guys liked it. If you're anywhere in the area, you need some blasting, come see Doug and his guys. They've obviously got it down pat. So something a little different, but still very interesting information for all of us gearheads and car guys out there. So as always, if you're on Facebook, please share the video with your friends. Invite them to like the page. Come hang out with us. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel. Check out all the other cool videos we've got. We have gotten tons and tons of awesome content here from the Auburn Cord Duesenberg factory. Be sure to check them out, acdfactory.com. Check out what they've got going on. Check out the books we showed you in some of the other videos with the story of your dad, Glenn, and what he did here. And it's just been an absolutely amazing day, and we've still got more cool stuff to see. So thanks to you and your guys for spending some time with us, explaining this stuff to us, and we hope to see you soon on the next video. Thanks for watching, everybody.